What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into The Flash, issue number 788. As we spin out of Dark Crisis, Wally West in Central City, he has just learned that him and Linda are having a child. This is the explanation for why Linda Park West has been getting speedster abilities. And while this may be one joyous occasion, it is quickly going to be broken up because of the Rogues. With the help of some very powerful individuals, the Rogues are becoming the law in Central City. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, make sure you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we are opening up with Mayor Wolfe. Once upon a time, he was the warden for the penitentiary. He has climbed his way up. He has worked his way to the mayor's seat. Now that he is officially the mayor, he is putting the Rogues out in the streets. From Weather Wizard to Captain Cold. By all appearances, it looks like DC is wanting to do their own kind of Thunderbolts. Obviously, this is not the first time something like this has ever happened in DC Comics, but they want to go down this route and see where it takes them. That is what picks us up with Linda and Wally, with Mr. Terrific and Dr. Midnight getting all of her vitals. They officially get the news that they are having a baby. It takes a minute for this to settle in for Wally, but he could not be more happy, with Terrific letting her know that the complication she had with her last pregnancy, they're gonna want to keep tabs on her, wanting to do a checkup at least once a week to make sure everything is on the up and up. But they still are uncertain if this is why Linda is actually getting Speed Force ability. By their assumptions, it probably is the case, but they are going to do everything they can to ensure that this baby comes out healthy and happy. But with Linda and Wally leaving, the two of them go walking down the streets of Central City, happy, joyous, kissing each other, telling each other how much they are looking forward to this, but also not looking forward to things like dirty diapers, a crying baby, so on and so forth. But this joyous occasion quickly gets interrupted by Captain Cold in a jewelry store across the street. It appears that he is robbing this jewelry store, with the Flash coming in and taking his gun in a split second. This is where Wally learns the truth, that Captain Cold was here arresting those guys, that he has been deputized, the mayor giving him a badge. As Wally inspects this badge, he cannot help himself but bust out in laughter, finding it extremely comical, believing that this is simply just impossible, believing that this is all just absolute gibberish. He is getting ready to take him in, but that is when we see the rest of the Rogues coming in and letting Wally know that he is under arrest by order of Mayor Wolfe. Now at this point, the Flash is very confused, not understanding if this is some elaborate joke or hoax or whatever the case may be. As they are getting ready to try and detain the Flash, he lets them know that we can pump the brakes on this. Let me go talk to the mayor, really find out what is going on here. But the Rogues aren't having it, letting him know that he can talk to the mayor when he is behind bars. That is when the fight breaks out. The Rogues hitting the Flash with everything they have. Being caught off guard, it looks like he is very likely to be taken in. That is when Linda comes into play, grabbing hold of the Flash and getting him out of here. She may not be a hero, but she can get him away from this situation long enough to regroup and find out what is happening. That is what takes us to Terrific Tech a little bit later on, with Mr. Terrific and Wally West having a conversation. Mr. Terrific being the one to do a deep dive into who Gregory Wolfe is. Once warden of Iron Heights Penitentiary, he had a brief hiatus at Bellry. He had been accused of torturing the inmates inside the prison, but he had been acquitted upon appeal. And then he sued the city for firing him. Part of his settlement would be that he gets his old job back. This is when he decided that he is going to run for mayor. They also connect Girder and Chicago to Mayor Wolfe, believing that Chicago has to do with mob money, believing that this is is how the mayor funded his campaign, and now the rogues have become the police. But Wally does feel like there is something bigger at play, because somehow 5 career criminals are being used to institute order in his city by a man that is willing to take illegal money to do it. They don't know what bigger at play is, but they know something else is going on. But what Mr. Terrific is doing is much bigger than any of that currently going on. Mr. Terrific is currently working on an access point to hyper time. Now that is where we pick up with Blacksmith and Mayor Wolfe. Now that he has come to office, he no longer wants to worry about paying back the mob, while Blacksmith tells him that this is probably a dumb idea, that we don't want an all-out war with the mob. But Mayor Wolfe truly sees himself as the beacon, as the man that is going to scrub away the filth that is in this city, doing whatever it takes to be able to get there, doing whatever is necessary, even going as far as letting the rogues be police officers. And as Blacksmith gets a little bit testy with him, this is where we see that Mayor Wolfe is also a meta-human, having the powers of electricity. We don't know how this happened, we don't know when this happened, but this is something that he has been keeping secret, something very close to the chest, just in case he needs these powers. And that is what takes us to the home of Mick Rory. The Flash has shown up to have a conversation with him. The last time we had truly seen Heatwave, he was struggling, on the verge of death, Amanda Waller bringing him on board. When Amanda Waller had disappeared, he was thrown back into prison. That is when Mayor Wolfe found him. Not only did he find him, but he cured him, not knowing how, not knowing why, saving him from death. It bought Mayor Wolfe the loyalty of Heatwave. Wally had come here trying to get information, but the only thing that he ran into is a trap. This is where we see the Flash blown out of the window, landing on the adjacent rooftop. He goes running only to slip on some ice, to fall through a window, and he finds himself completely surrounded by the rogues, saying that he is nothing but predictable. Knowing that he would go to Heatwave, they simply waited as they get ready to bring him in. This is where we hear a tune. Sitting on a car not too far from them, we have the return of the Pied Piper. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I've said it before, The Flash is becoming one of the more wholesome comics that is currently coming out. It hugely focuses around family, around love, around caring, compassion, understanding. Like I said, it really is just a wholesome comic, with Wally West being a family man, getting his life back, having his wife, having his children, and now he's got a third on the way. And so if the storyline in that in itself isn't enjoyable enough, we have Mr. Terrific, who has been playing a rather significant part. With Wally West working for him, we are seeing them try to access hyper time, something that we were dealing with a lot when it came to the Flashpoint Beyond. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that is going to play a part when it comes to the Flash series. And then a third story plot, the Rogues. The Rogues now essentially taking on that Thunderbolt type role. Mayor Wolfe playing as some kind of very long game. He seems like he wants to help the people, that he wants to save this city, but in the most brutish and really unrealistic, illegal way. He wants to try and strong-arm this city into compliance. And we have seen time and time again that this doesn't work. He could simply go ask Lex Luthor how this has worked out for him. And last but not least, we have the return of Pied Piper. By all appearances, Pied Piper is here to help out the Flash. And so as we jump into this story, it looks to be very promising, and I am very excited to see what is left over and what comes next for Wally West. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with the Flash, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on the entirety of the Flash series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure that you're liking these videos, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.